Hey guys, welcome back. How is everyone doing? Good Saturday, good morning, good afternoon. So I'm sorry for the delay. I was having some issues with my OBS recording. For some reason I couldn't have access to the scene that I usually use for the recording. To record my PC, my monitor. Everything is fixed now, so let's go for another live stream, another weekly analysis after a busy week, right? Full of events with the Fed, another 75 basis points hike. Now we are at 2.5%, with the confirmation that we are in theory we are in recession mode in the US, right? Second consecutive quarter with a negative GDP. It was 1.6 in the first quarter, minus 1.6 on the first quarter, and it just came out last Thursday, minus 0.9, right? Is in theory, by the books, if you study economics, if you study anything, that will tell you that we are in a recession, but not by the definition of the White House. For them, there's now a new definition, even for the Fed as well. So, yeah, they're trying to create a new definition for recession. It's okay. What else? What else happened this week? Even yesterday, another CPI data that did come out worse than expected in America. So this time, it was a data that doesn't really count the food and energy prices. Either way, it was still higher than expected. So no slowdown in the inflation in that aspect. However, if you take a look at the indices and everyone else, it looks like we are everything is like how the indices and the market are reacting quite nicely to all this news. Yeah, even Nasdaq yesterday, just by the close, it literally created a new higher high from the June. Hi Seb, what are you doing, man? Yep, from yeah, Nasdaq just created a new higher high. Just broke these highs here since June the 2nd. So yeah, the indices are reacting quite nicely to all this negative news that are coming out. It's interesting. But yeah, let's start again as always with the dollar index. So let's update from where we were last week and maybe where we are going to the week afterwards, like next week, maybe some opportunities, and then we are going through to the major effect pairs, and we are going to finish with crypto, which is going to be interesting. Interesting to see. I'll make a prediction on Ethereum just to try to find out if this is the top or not on Ethereum, which just reacted now from as you can see, it just reacted now from this previous level of support resistance from a few months ago. So it's at a key level. Let's try to find out if this is a good zone or not for Ethereum to resume the move to the downside, right? Starting from this important level. Yeah, that's for later on. So let's start with the euro. Let's start with dollar index. So if we take a look at where we were last week and what I was looking for or expecting or wishing for, it would be kind of half of what I was expecting happened. Actually, basically half of it happened, except that we didn't really have the deeper trace. Aside from that, it kind of worked out as planned, which was the following, right? So we closed somewhere in here, right? We just last Friday, not yesterday, but the previous one, we literally closed by breaking this low. And after that, I was looking or wishing for a deeper trace. And then during the FOMC, I was looking for something like this to happen, right? And then maybe during the GDP data, for the dollar kind of to carry on to the downside, right? Basically, we do the move that I would have liked to see happening close to the highs. Unfortunately, dollar index never really moved away from this level. However, it did create that exactly setup in here. So kind of the fake out of kind of this highs that I wanted, it just happened around here. So this was just kind of 1 hour just before the FOMC, and then we kind of had that move to the downside. So there were kind of two scenarios that could have happened, right? After this break of this low, for me was clearly an engulf to downside for price to fill this price, at least, with the potential to even go maybe a little bit to this demand, and after this demand is going to make a new decision. It's either going to break through and maybe now get you into out this area, maybe of compression, and maybe even go further down, or it's going to respect it and maybe it's going to continue to the upside. So let's see whatever price is going to do when it gets to this level. But for now, it kind of closed this price between this because this price, it starts with this SR zone, all this previous level of resistance that becomes support, and this is kind of the fine-tuned level with this demand. So yeah, that was my prediction, right, last week, that I wanted to see. I was expecting price to go further down. I wished a deeper retrace. That never happened. Apparently all these highs that they were created around here, apparently it was enough for whatever the market wanted in order to just create that fake out, right? You can see again break of this zone, there is price in here, and then price just goes up to fake out all these highs and then to turn, right? That was exactly my prediction. As we were getting like really close to the interest rate decision of the Fed, and then during the press conference, and that was exactly what happened, right? If you go into the world time frame, we can take a look at it just to fine tune my thought process in there. Again, those 2-3 timings between the interest rate decision, between when the press conference starts, right? So as you can see, we had all these highs, and price had literally just fake out the highs, right? Just like half an hour before, something like that. Price had literally just taken this one. It still kind of make it look like it was about to be respected. It just created it, and this was the supply zone. And after we break this low, for me, that was a confirmation that price wanted to go, kind of confirming, right? So we have this first break of the low in here, kind of showing that price most likely wants to go further down to fill somewhere until here, something like that. And then this is the second one after the fake out. After we have this fake out in here, the break of this, it kind of shows that price wants to go down. And that was my prediction. As soon as I saw this one, I actually made this prediction, something like that, and then eventually for price to flip and go higher later on in the future. So yeah, again, ECB, the interest rate is done, and then 7:30, around the time that the press conference started, the big turn, right? And this actually was reinforced as well by what I was looking at the euro, like the PA that euro made, like during even the previous day and even on the same day as well. What euro was doing, it was actually showing indication that was about to reverse, but to the upside and not to the downside, right? But yeah, if this prediction kind of what I wish that happening here around the second. What I wish that had happening here, it was to happen somewhere in here. But there you go. Price never really moved that far away. It just stayed within this range, and that's what happened. After that, where was it? And again, right, with the day after, with the GDP data, this is when we had this this big move to the downside. They're not working. This is when we had out this strong move to the downside. Yeah, with the GDP, then paused, and then eventually carry on. And now it filled the space. So what next for the dollar index, right? So what next? So far we haven't really broken any high aside from this one. Okay, that can be a good indication. But after that, we didn't really broke any highs, right? And even yesterday, after such a nice reaction from this level, that we could see across all the major effects as well, that basically pound dollar, pound dollar, euro dollar, Aussie, and so on, they basically were falling a lot, going to the downside, and dollar index was going up. But the price, the way it was so close already to the almost reversed, and it goes really close to these walls once more. It doesn't really show any proper strength for price to flip from here, for price to actually turn, for the dollar to go and turn from there. It's going to be interesting to see if Monday you open and we kind of break these lows, and maybe we're going to continue a little bit more, and then let's see how price reacts from here. Me personally, I don't really like this one because it's so obvious. Everyone can see, everyone can look at it. That I just don't like it. I would actually prefer to even see it being broken and then for price to reverse, because everyone can look at it, and yeah, I don't really like when everyone can see the same level. Yeah, if this low is by any chance managed to hold price on the opening on Monday, maybe you can have some kind of retrace. Otherwise, maybe we're just going to continue with dollar weakness. Maybe during Monday, and then Tuesday, let's see. What's next in here? Next in here. We have this demand in here. What do you guys think? What are you guys looking at on the index? You guys have any bias? Are you guys bullish or bearish on the dollar? Just put my headset on charge. So yeah, maybe this demand is quite interesting. This one in here could be an interesting level to look for. Yeah, this one, of course, underneath it. Just look at the bigger time frame. It's going to always help. Start with the daily. So this line is where the previous highs were from the highs from 2016, 17. Yeah, you see, okay, we may have. Oh, this is compressed in here in case we kind of break this level. Then you may have somewhere in there, and then this one, right? This one may be interesting to see if price actually wants to go and fill all this. Can be interesting to look at. Yeah, we do have this compression. You have this and goes to the upside. Does it really touch that? Doesn't even touch it. Dollar weakness in here, reacting from there. Let's see if it's going to react from this demand or not. Yep, it's going to react from here and go higher. Yeah, yeah, I think maybe I'm going to see a little bit more dollar weakness, even take these guys come somewhere close by here before the reversal. Maybe I would prefer to see price getting close to this level instead of there. But I think if you look at the other major FX, I think they may be close to a reversal. And that's one of the issues. Let's look at the other major FX, because I think I like where Aussie is reacting, where Pound kind of reacted from as well. Show some kind of sign for a possible reversal on the dollar. That one. Yeah, to be honest, now I'll just wait and see. Wait and see. I still like the levels on top. However, of course, price is not going to go there in the near future, at least for now. So I don't really like now anything in here. Is there any orders in here still? Maybe. If price by any chance retraces a little bit, something in there to maybe continue to push price to the downside. Yeah, pay attention to this level, pay attention maybe to this level, and to this level in the end. Maybe I'll skip this one and maybe just pay attention to this one instead. Maybe those would be the my zones of interest. If price continues to just break, maybe eventually go all the way down here. Yeah, nothing much on in here. I had a better confirmation last week, of course. When I see space being created, that kind of it's price screaming. I can clearly see the space in there. When price literally touches and may have closed the space in here, it's getting closer to the space. Now I want to see how price behaves. Yeah, and what I don't like is that anytime price is trying to push to the upside, there is literally a rejection to the downside. Price doesn't really manage to sustain that much upwards. There's literally a close, even on close of the session as well. Yep, even the dailies are always showing weakness. Like as you can see, even if you had some kind of a little bit of a move to downside, the candle eventually closes to the downside. Always closes below the previous open. Yep. Yeah, if you take a look at Euro index, for example, we finally had a little bit of a relief around the Euro pairs last 2 days after another strong week, or beginning of the week with a weak Euro. So Euro pairs, you could see Euro Aussie, Euro Pound, Euro CAD, and so on. All of them going down. Yeah, it's retesting this low. Again, I have no idea where this was reacting on the left side. So yeah, I would like to see whatever historical data we have there. We'll make a decision. Maybe we're going to see this Euro index breaking the low and then reversing to the upside. That's maybe an option. Let's see. If by any chance these ones break above it, maybe there's going to be some indication that maybe price is about to reverse on the Euro. Yeah. So the indices. Alright, just continuation to the upside. Continue to go higher and higher. Again, S&P is lagging in comparison with the Nasdaq. So Nasdaq literally just broke this high already, but S&P hasn't. Yeah, just one particular situation here is that S&P, when it created these highs, it actually is reacting from this level in here, kind of somewhere in here. While Nasdaq, when it created these highs, it kept respecting this zone instead. Right? So, and now Nasdaq is in here, and actually S&P is actually in here. So let's see if S&P is going to follow what Nasdaq is doing, and it's going to break the high as well, and it's going to maybe show indication that it wants to go even higher, or it's going to respect these highs instead. And S&P and Nasdaq, maybe after the fake out, maybe it's going to reverse to the downside. We have all this triple top in here. Maybe this is a good zone for price to go and collect some orders. Yeah, I still don't believe you have bottom. I still don't believe this is the overall. But it has been a good rally for this last 1 month and a half, right? Since the 14th, 17th of June until now, it's been a good rally on the indices. Even though we are having kind of a negative data coming out on a weekly basis. If we take a look at FIBO levels, where are we in terms of the retrace? Yeah, the 50% is just above this highs. Yep, let's see. Let's see where the indices are going. I think we enter into this compression, even though this is actually kind of a nice zone in there, maybe, but I do think this is out, this is kind of compressed, and I'm expecting price to go further down in the future. Nasdaq, again, as I mentioned, right, you can see that in this case, these highs stayed in here, and S&P already moved a little bit above it. Similar triple top in here that we had. So this one was broken, this level, and let's see what's going to happen next, right? Is there any good support resistance level in here? Looking at the bigger picture. So we had this one in here, price literally just respected it and go down. If we break this level now, if we start from the top, let's just do that exercise. Yeah, kind of fresh. In here, price took it. So I'm actually expecting eventually for price to go there. Okay, all this is kind of compressed. Price respected in here. Okay, next. Is this still fresh? Maybe. This is compressed. We have all these highs. Maybe reaction in there. This level. Oh, this is important as well. So that could be a good level. We just took these ones now. We have this triple top in there. I don't know what this is about. Let's see. How away can they go? Yeah, again, I want to see some kind of weakness before anything. Price actually has been going and moving quite strongly to the upside. We had this kind of small reaction in here. Price just reacted from there. Eventually, I want to see some weakness. The VIX is really low. It's getting really close to this. It's touching this demand zone. It was fresh, so we have been creating higher lows. Can do it this trend line. Now broke this trend line, but we are reacting from this demand, so kind of expecting the VIX to start going to the upside. Again, as you can see, the VIX has been going down since around the same period that we created those lows on the indices. So yeah, it doesn't really make sense. And actually, we are seeing some kind of volatility still in the market. Like, yeah. Let's see if the VIX is going to start to go higher from here, and that maybe means that we're going to see some reaction on the indices to the downside, which then is going to be as well maybe in confluence with whatever we're going to see on crypto with the Ethereum and maybe Bitcoin, if they are actually about to reverse or not and continue now this move to the downside. That's going to be a good question. So you can compare all the different markets to come up with your bias. It's going to be interesting to see. yeah, we just respected, came all the way down, respected this demand zone, went up and just broke the highs, right? So they've been respecting, as you can see, at least when you are moving up like this and we are in a good momentum, at least it's nice that at least we see some kind of reaction or retracement to start collecting these demand zones, right? This is kind of cleaning the orders on the way up, and eventually when price is about to turn, maybe it's going to turn quite easily because all these demands are being collected on the way up. Like if these demands were left behind, maybe now if price wanted to go here, we could react from here if these walls have never these orders or these walls as well. Maybe there are new demands being created along the way, so be careful with that. But it's good to see that actually price is collecting the demands. This was a nice reaction from here after this small compression, kind of. Maybe there's a demand in here as well. Again, this level kind of taking this demand from here as well. This demand is still fresh. But yeah, it's good to see. It's good to see at least that. Eventually, we're going to see some more weakness. And let's see. First of all, let's see how price is going to react now that we just broke that major level. Let's see how the market's going to open on Monday. So we literally just made an engulf to the upside in here. Yeah, so let's see what's next in there. Let's go for the major FX. Let's go check the major FX pairs. So here we are. Oh, just finishing my coffee. Guys, let me know as well your opinion, like what you think in the longer term view. Like, are you expecting the indices to continue to go down or to continue to go up? Is the bottom already been created for the year? Price is going to go and kind of retest the highs. Let me know. Let me know in the comments. What is your opinion about it? So yeah, euro dollar, right? Euro dollar actually is quite different. It has been moving quite differently comparing with the other major FX. So basically, Aussie, pound, and so on, they have been creating new highs and during these last few days, while euro is still, it literally didn't create a new high since last week, right? Since the ECB press conference, which was like almost 10 days ago. Yeah, since we created this high, while pound has created it, Aussie has created new highs, and so on and so forth, right? So what was my bias when I talked before about the FOMC? What was my bias for to expect actually euro to go and move higher, right? So what do we have in here? So we have all these lows, right? So you can see that we have these lows, it has been respected, and now it was broken. It was broken on Tuesday. Yeah, it was Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. Like the day before we literally just broke these walls, right? And the next demand zone, kind of, it will be somewhere in here. It's this level, right? So this is kind of the space between these two, because we had this impulse to the upside, as you can see from here. Price went up. It broke this previous high in here. It was kind of the last high that created this lower low, so it's an important high. And after that, what we had was price breaking it and basically just respecting the previous high, right? Kind of working at what was resistance, maybe working as a support after that, right? That's a traditional way to look at it. However, when we do that, when we break a high and we just respect that previous high, we leave the demand behind, right? We leave kind of this zone that it was actually the origin of this move to the upside. We leave it fresh behind. Eventually, price will need to go and come back here and collect these orders that were created in here. So these are the two zones to look for: the demand and kind of this SR zone that is aligned with the previous high that was just broken. Those are two good levels to look for look for trades. So yeah, so if I'm aware that we have this demand and this is a good level for price to react from, at this point I would still not be looking for longs and look at what price does, right? Price breaks it, kind of open space to go further down. It reverses. We have all these highs. This could be this in theory should have been the structure for price to hold if price actually wanted to just continue to the downside. But that's not what they do. They literally create these highs and now they broke them. Not just broken one time, they actually kind of double confirm it with a second break. This for me is actually important to see that second break to the upside. It's actually quite important, and it actually gives you more indication that okay, it was not, because if you just break this, if you had just broken this these highs once, this could have been maybe just a fake out, and price would just respect the high and just continue to the downside, and properly continue to the downside. In this case, we actually, when you have that second break of a high, it kind of gives more strength to the possible turn to the upside, and not just a fake out in here. It's actually an engulf, not just a fake out, kind of. Okay, so that's what happened in the morning on the 27, which was the FOMC day, and then price just goes down. And when it goes down, it was around this period as well. It was around, yeah, around 5 something, which is in the moment that also the dollar index broke those highs, right? Around this period when euro created these lows, dollar index is breaking those highs. But in this case, euro is actually reacting from a good level. As soon as I saw that euro reacted from a good level, my bias was immediately to look for longs. Yeah, that was my bias. Yep, and then okay, price just went up. This is during the news reviews, so we have these spikes in here. We even break, okay, again break highs. Price kind of showing that it wants to go higher, and yeah, we literally left this this origin in here. It's actually kind of a quasi model that you have in there, and yeah, this was actually the zone that I was looking for to go long, because of this spread filter that we have from the tool trading box, which usually works in our favor to help us. Mine was too little. It's maybe 0.4 or something like that. I don't know exactly now how big it was, but literally there's going to be a moment in there when price reversed to the upside that you could see literally euro just like the price just jumped completely to the upside. When you saw, if you're seeing it live, my entry would have been above this high as soon as you saw kind of reacting. I wanted to see kind of that a new break of this high in 1 minute, and you could see just a big jump. Literally, price jumped. It still came back again. I tried again, and again it was still with the filter, within the filter, so I didn't get filled. Yeah, sometimes in theory that should have helped us, the filter situation. But the problem is because I actually my kind of entry was a breakout, so if there is a filter, it's like, but price would already go in my favor, so I shouldn't really have the filter that tight, because the filter actually works for you. If imagine that you want to place a kind of a buy limit in here, and there's a big gap to the downside, right? That's when the filter helps us to kind of not get in with price going against us with a big with a wide spread. But if price actually in this case was about to go in our favor, maybe I shouldn't have that tight spread. Whatever, I didn't get filled in here 2 times, basically reviving 5 seconds. Yeah, but then I just got kind of a scalp in here, kind of got long as soon as I saw this size being broken. I got long, and until I think my target was somewhere in here. Yeah, I got that move. Yeah, I still managed to get it. I was biased to the upside. That's why I kind of tried to go long still. Not my best setup. I don't really know where I placed my stop. I think it was below this week, and I just went there. Yeah, but my favorite would have been in here. But that was my bias. And at the same point, I was actually still kind of looking maybe for a potential reversal, I think on the 4-hour time frame. And by the way, what just happened now on the euro that I didn't get filled, it just exactly happened on Ethereum this night at the highs. We'll get there in a moment. Yep, I saw that this one was still fresh in terms of levels to see where kind of price was still fresh. I kind of saw this one, so I could have seen that maybe this could have happened. Price react from there and actually continues to downside. Price literally just came all the way back, respected again these levels, and now it starts ranging, right? Yeah, literally that was what has been going on the euro. The second zone that I was looking for, aside from this one, it was even a little bit above all these highs. That was those were the kind of the two levels that I'll be looking for sales. And this one happened straight away on Thursday. On Friday, price actually came a little bit closer to these highs, but this level kind of was still a zone that I was looking for. So what's next? What's next in here, right? So we reversed, right? We reversed from the parity, and after that we continued to the upside. At the same point, I think I mentioned that last week as well, this form is an engulf up, because you did broke this high. I kind of see that as an engulf up, but also this one kind of be an engulf down, and that was something that I looked at. In this case, now price reacted from this kind of nice demand. Let's see. Personally, I think I will still be paying attention to this level for a possible reaction from there. I want to see the approach. Don't really like already all this rejection from these walls. I prefer something cleaner, right? I don't like that much of a range in here. Otherwise, price may, if dollar index is about to continue to go to downside, of course, euro most likely is just going to continue to move higher. Maybe even take this one. So this is the beginning of the first time that price decided to pause after the break of those lows on the left side. So yeah, maybe this can be a good zone to see how price reacts from there, and eventually how price is going to take this level from here, and maybe after that can reverse. Yeah. Yep, I had a stronger bias last week comparing with this week in terms of spaces, in terms of seeing where price was wanted to go. This week is a little bit more tricky, at least on dollar index and euro. Like I don't like at all this. I just don't. Yep, I'll just even ignore that. Either way, I'm still going to look at that zone, but I don't like this at all. Price that comes close by to this level, that's a different story. Oh, now maybe price will just get close by to this to the other extreme. Yep, let's see what's going to happen in there. Yeah. Regardless, right? There was some opportunities, for example, yesterday, nice engulf down in here. There was opportunities to sell in there. Price just came all the way back, apparently took this one. Now big reversal again, closing next to it. Yeah, but as you can, there's no momentum to the downside. Anytime price goes down, price just kind of is rejected and goes higher, like similar to dollar index. Anytime price tries to go up, just rejected and continues to go down. Yeah, somewhere in there. Let's just take a look at the war time frame close to this support resistance. Yeah, this is the one visible on the higher time frame. There's maybe something in here that price may wants to go and touch. Touch there. There's a TM in there. It looks like there's been touch as well. Yeah, Yeah, let's see how price first of all reacts from this, which is still fresh, and then maybe a little bit above it. Yeah, nothing much on euro. Going to wait to see how price is going to open on Monday. Pound, I think pound is a little bit different. Pound is a different story for me. Either way, just respected the level again, right? So pound, if you take a look at the divvy, what can we see? What could you see in here? Yes, we did broke these highs, right? Decision, price could retrace or not, just continue in a strong move. This was a zone that I think we talked about during the last live stream on Tuesday, a possible level for price to kind of look for sales in here, right? This one was still fresh above all these highs, and as you can see, what it didn't work as a sell, and I'll show in a bit why kind of we shouldn't really be looking for sales in there. But what it didn't work as a sell, it worked as a long in here. Right? Can you see almost it aligned with the same line? This low, nice reaction, and then price just went to the upside and even created these highs. Aside from that, so we had kind of all this compressed up until this supply. So this is what the other one, and kind of all this compressed in here. And this was the next one, right? This was kind of the next zone that was still fresh. From this low until there, basically that was the other zone. Price got close to it. I don't know if it really reached there. So this high in here got to the base of it, but not exactly there. There's maybe a little bit of space in there. And if we break that, maybe then we're going to continue to the upside. But for now, in terms of even this compression to the downside, this is kind of could have been one of the targets from these longs, like this level in here. Expect price to fill out this compression until it get there. On the weekly as well, that level that we just talked about now, it's actually a nice zone as well on the weekly, which is still fresh, and maybe that can be a zone where price can find some resistance, and maybe it's going to retrace a little bit. It already kind of did yesterday in a really strong move down at the London Open. However, we could see that it was there you go, right? So what can we see in here? Now this is the 4-hour time frame, maybe a little bit better. Time to see. So this was taken, right? Compressed until this level, right? This was the one that was kind of still fresh with all these holes in here. We're possibly looking for sales in there. The reason I said that we didn't really have reason to look for the sell, as you can see, basically pound, as anytime it went down, it respected the previous low. So it respected in here, there is no engulf down, and it respected in here one more time, right? I even mentioned that I was kind of looking for sales in here as well. I see it reacted from there, but it didn't broke, so there is no engulf to downside to show that price want to go down. That's why kind of there is no reason to even look for sales until we actually have that engulf down to show that price actually has the intention to turn. FOMC, price completely breaks through. I don't even know where it reacted from now. Yeah, okay, somewhere from here. But as you can see, there you go. Initially, the zone that you were kind of considering to look for a possible sell, because this was still fresh, that's exactly then where price just reacted from and goes higher. But what was left behind, just similar to, which pair was it? Was it dollar index? I don't remember. When I mean the pair that I talked about, that price reacted from the support resistance, and then it leaves the demand behind, right? Kind of, yeah, that's where kind of price reacted from before, from the previous level, and now it left the demand. That kind of break through all these highs, and now that's exactly where it reacted to already yesterday, right? So nice reaction from there. Just go back to the 4 hours. Yep, 4 hour in here. Okay, yeah, it didn't really get close to this value. It's reacting from the base of all these lows, but maybe there's something better in here to look for a sell, and then maybe use this high in here as a fake out. Nevertheless, maybe you can have this range as well in here. Yeah, maybe you can have some kind of this range with price reacted from the top to the bottom, and let's see if where it goes next, right? Yeah, but there you go. Opposite to the euro dollar, I kind of start liking where this pound reacted to from these highs. So I could see eventually pound kind of looking for sells with a little bit more confirmation, or at least I prefer this level to start looking for sells rather than the euro. I don't like at all that range on the euro dollar. Yeah, this will be a little bit maybe more of my focus next week on the pound. Yeah, let's just take a look in here. Yeah, this level, maybe this demand in here, maybe this supply, sorry, somewhere in here, that could be somehow interesting to look for. Aligned with this zone. Price initially already reacted from here. This is where it reacted last Friday. Maybe just using the other zone a little bit above could be interesting. Let's see. Yeah, just aligned with the daily week. In terms of seeing where price is reacting now, right? Literally, it just reacted from this level as well. Right, and it actually end up taking this double top. However, there's maybe still orders even underneath here, right? There's maybe still some orders in there to be paying attention to. For example, this supply level in there would be one of them, or even above this guy. So, yep. Somewhere in here, starting as soon as price maybe gets close to this level, maybe this can be a good zone to look for, right? Something else that we can see in here is we had this demand, but price actually broke this demand level. So it's kind of an engulf to the downside already, kind of from here. However, that price continue. That price now maybe work a little bit as compression, go down, take this demand, go up, let it show some compression before actually maybe making that reversal, right? Is this level still fresh in here? Maybe. Yeah, maybe my key levels. 1 second. Is it or not? Yeah, maybe somewhere in here or eventually above this level. Could be zones of interest. Yeah, with this one kind of showing already an engulf down, it just broke this one. I would like to see some kind of compression. Yeah, price can go down, take this demand zone, continues to go higher. Maybe first touch this level and see some reaction. Yeah, maybe that could be something interesting to see. With now this previous level of support, resistance for price to react from as well. Maybe break it. Another break it will be quite interesting until finally we have that final move, which is maybe somewhere in here or somewhere in there, until price eventually turns. But stay aware as well that maybe we still have that zone above. So this can be also a good level to look for. So let's see if eventually price, that's why I want to see a good approach in here. If I don't see a good approach, I'll be just waiting for price to maybe fake out all this high and go to the other level. If maybe I see some kind of interesting PA around here, as price is turning, showing that price actually is kind of turning still within this high, then when I'm going to be actually looking for the sells. Yeah, so I want to see lows being broken even before price gets to my level, and after that it's going to be showing that weakness. We already have this one. This can be kind of maybe initial target with the expectancy maybe price to go even further down, maybe all the way until here, and just retesting these guys as well. That's kind of where I'm at with the pound. Yeah, let's see. It was a really strong move down. Maybe some people cut this trade in here. It's kind of a quasi mode in there. Then price just dropped. Again, with respect to this previous demand zone that was completely ignored on the way down in here. And you have that second leg to the downside. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, either in here or a little bit above it. Yeah. That's pound for me. Still aware that maybe price wants to go a little bit above it. Close there. If this value is broken, then I'll be even looking for above all this highs. And then maybe there's nothing in here as well, and then maybe you're actually targeting this high overall, right? And maybe actually price then wants to go higher, and maybe this is the new zone. Yeah, if we kind of enter into this compression in here, I don't know if I'll be looking at anything in here. Maybe I'll just be, yeah, maybe even targeting this high straight away, and then maybe breaking and going higher. The next one. Yeah, maybe this can be the final, right? Maybe price actually wants to feel all this compression in there, all this zone. However, I think this could be a good level. Actually, it's already problem is it already happened, right? A good level for a retrace. The problem is that that move happened kind of in 6 hours time. So let's see what's next in here. But I do like this double top in here. It could be a good zone to be kind of fake out for price to go down. Again, let's see how the price is going to open next Monday. Aussie. Interesting thing in here, right? I think we all can see it. Interesting break to the downside, right? Even if price kind of may have respected somewhere in here, I don't really believe there was any need to break this low if you don't really wanted to eventually reverse. Where are we in the bigger picture? Again, price, can you see how beautifully it reacted from this level that I've been talking about in this stream for, I don't know, last 2 months, something like that, even when price was still reacting from here. So beautiful move in there, and you had all this compression, right? So you had all this compression. Eventually, I'm expecting price to even break this, to go even above this high, but I think there's still a few orders in here. And in this case, similar to pound, I actually wanted price to go a little bit above, comparing with actually where this high reacted from. What I actually was looking for here and not exactly there. Yeah, initially this level, yeah, it was kind of still fresh from this double top, right? And price kind of reacted quite nicely from there. And then it reversed. This one, it's not taken. And a little bit similar to the pound. If you by any chance kind of these breaks, eventually this could be a next target to look for, maybe to sell, or maybe something in between here for price to pause a little bit. But as a target, maybe this could be a nice target from these guys that are buying from here. This in here. So far, initially this move from here to here. And then maybe next one, it will be targeting this high with this level, with attention to this zone in there. But let's see, for now, for me, again, quite nicely engulfed the downside in there, which is quite interesting to see. And this is one of the patterns that usually see as a reversal, right? And it's something similar that we may see now happening on Ethereum in a bit. Right, we have this double top kind of price literally goes down. It breaks kind of all these lows that were in here. It didn't really reach the next level, which was in here. Kind of open a little bit the door. The price wants to go farther down, but what it does before it actually kind of fills this level, it just creates a new. It just creates a new fake out, right? It creates that extra move to the upside, quite fast, pauses, and then the big drop. As a confirmation for the big drop, in this case, we actually create this one, or after the break of this, kind of, you can literally look for trades. In this case, it was too aggressive. This price could actually just kind of range and maybe react from there and go down. In this case, price just dropped and filled the space immediately. And it opened a new door, by the way. Just opened a new door in there. It may want to go further down. What you can see here as well on approach, just clean all this, starting breaking of lows, which is quite interesting. Let price go up now, let it go in compression mode, start taking some demands on the way up, right? Don't move so fast now to the upside, go slowly. We have all this compression, so expecting price to take this is quite naturally, even eventually to go above it, and we may have this level or even something somewhere in here. So kind of between these two zones, maybe pick one and look for maybe for some sells in there. We have all these left shoulders now as well, and this could be an interesting zone to start looking for sells on the Aussie. Again, there's maybe a little bit of a higher zone in there that kind of I'm still interested. But once more, right? If I compare with euro dollar, I prefer much more what I'm looking at now on the Aussie and pound than euro, for example. But these are going to actually be my pairs to pay attention to at the beginning of the week before. Let's see then what's going to happen. It is going to be my focus. Yep, I will literally start to look for. So ideally, I would like to see some kind of compression in here. Let price kind of respect the demand, take the demands away. Eventually, see another again some break of a low before that final move up, where maybe have that reaction, right? That would be the ideal, and that's kind of what I'll be paying attention to. And just like that, I'm just going to wait for price to tell me that he's actually showing weakness, that it's actually wants to turn. I don't need to anticipate or to guess the turn. I just need to pay attention to the signals that that price is telling me. If it wants to turn, it's going to break a low for sure, and hopefully after that, it's going to give me the opportunity to participate on the move. Yeah, so my focus for next week, beginning of the week, it's going to be around these areas. Yeah. With the buys, as I mentioned, there's a chance that price may wants to go to the moon, which is even take this high and then carry on going higher. Okay. So this is a nice compression in here, and if by any chance if you actually turn, because okay, this may have been a nice demand zone for price to react from, which kind of it did in here. So this was during FOMC again. Push up from this demand nicely. This is compressed already, and if we actually are about to turn, this kind of becomes a target. I'll be looking for these lows to feel this eventually move from here to here if you actually are about to turn. Yep, if you're actually about to turn, nice double top in there. This kind of looks like a Quasimodo pattern in here, as you can see, right? If you're about to actually do this, Yeah, this could be the target. The same way that the target from these walls could have been kind of the beginning of this, right? Yeah, just the same way that these ones can be the same way of in there, and maybe even then look for orders actually underneath that level. This could be the same ranges. Let's see. Right, and this is what we want to try to start noticing even beforehand, right? Try to define where is actually that beginning of the level, in this case kind of this compression, where does it start from? Usually it may not happen straight away. As soon as you see a big move to the upside, there's also maybe a small extra move, fake out, or an opportunity to then actually see that, what I want to say is let actually price show you that it wants to fulfill out that move. Let it retrace and then try to capitalize on that move. Like be aggressive when you start seeing this now retraces to the upside, looking for sales in there, because you can be in a really good trade. Yep, just the same way as price was going down in here until actually reach that level on the left side that we've been talking about. After that is kind of aggressive mode to look for longs, because you may be actually in a really good trade in there, right? This doesn't happen every time. It may take like maybe once or twice per month that you can actually have those opportunities to get into the right zone or into the right timing to catch these moves. After that, it's just kind of look for opportunities to join trend in this case. However, the expected value of the trade can be different in terms of where to look for stops, entries, so on. That all of it is going to change the probability of the trades. Aussie, where are you going after Aussie? Aussie yen. It was one of the charts that I think it covered, or like one of the setups that I mentioned last week, because it was kind of a really good setup in the sense that we could see did this happen? Sorry. Yeah, price was here, right? Price was still respecting this low, and I mentioned that what I would like to see is last Friday price was still here. What I wanted to see is price breaking this low, opening the door to the downside. How this would look like compressed to me. Maybe some reaction. Okay, of course we can see maybe that this demand is still fresh, right? Like these lows never really got close to there, so maybe expect some reaction from this demand in here. Nevertheless, eventually I think price will continue to the downside. It's just maybe some retracement to then find new sell orders and continue down. So yeah, when you are even trying to identify your compression, for sure there may be some small demand zones that you can see maybe price reacting from in there, which is natural. So we had this engulf down, and this was the other one engulf down in here, right? From this one, which kind of would open the door for price to at least get close to these levels or even get closer in here. So we had our first engulf down, and this would have been kind of the second engulf down to maybe be in a really, really big trade. However, yep, there were still orders in here. You can see this guy was still fresh. Somewhere in there, yep, it's still fresh. These highs never took it. However, actually, personally, I would have liked to see that move happening. Yep, I actually would have liked to see this happening before the major move down. And if you are even considering about engulfs on the down, so engulfs on the downside, we have this one. Of course, we had this one on bigger scale, smaller scale, and this is the one on approach. You can see how price is breaking these lows even before it gets there. This is a really good sign. So this is also something that I like to see. Again, I want to see lows being broken before even price gets to the level that I want to trade, right? This is just price showing you the way where it wants to go before it even goes there, right? If price keeps respecting the lows, most likely price just wants to continue to go to the upside, just like pound dollar did on the example that I showed before, and then it just completely broke through the highs in this case, if you actually start seeing walls being broken, this is a good sign that there you go, the sellers are getting stronger, the buyers are getting weaker. Maybe you're going to have still another fake out just because of whatever price is reacting to on the left, and then we have that turn. So this is exactly my favorite approach, especially if you even have already this high, this low, I mean breaking maybe some other low in here. Yep, so nice approach as well. And then we have this big compression, spike, and go down. All right, and after that, continue to move to the downside. So weakness on the yen, as we are going to see now, dollar yen, yep, getting weaker and weaker. But yeah, I mentioned there was those two scenarios, price even respecting still this high or going a little bit above it. But this was a good PA that you can see for maybe a really great trade to take. Yeah, because of the engulfs down, opening space, and price not filling the space yet. So there you go, dollar Aussie yen. Yeah, sometimes you see it's a higher time frame trade. It takes time to evolve, and then but the drop was really quite nicely. Dollar yen. This one is painful for me, I have to admit. Because as I was talking about this 139 level for months, and the reality is I didn't got short. So yep, the reason for me to look at that level, as I mentioned, I wanted to see this this week being taken in there. And after that, I wanted to see price reacted from there. On the monthly, it's actually a week, which is a really good sign for a good reversal. So you can see that we have this week on this bearish candle in here, exactly where price reacted from, and I think maybe even on the daily, it's actually a good level as well. 1 second. Yep. Yeah, it's a week as well on the daily in here. So this 139 level, I've been talking about it for a lot of time, and a good target. I think on the 4 hours maybe we have some kind of KM in here. Right, we do have some kind of KM in here. We have this week, it was some kind of news that happened back then. And maybe taking this week would be nice, to be interesting. Nevertheless, for me, this is actually already an engulf to the downside, this one. And I'm actually expecting eventually price to go lower. However, to see some reaction from here, it would be kind of maybe natural to see a little bit of a retracement on the yen. On the higher time frame, this can be kind of the level, this level top in here. As you can see, this week never really got close to this level. Maybe that's going to be a good zone to look for. But yeah, you can see the big drop from here, man. Jesus. 600 pips, it's almost 700 pips of a move. Yeah. Yeah, all these compressions, so I've talked about it as well. Like, we had a similar scenario, similar PA on the euro yen, even with this break of these lows and even the break of this low. So we had exactly the similar PA on euro yen. Euro yen filled the space almost immediately. I think we made just kind of break out this kind of high on euro yen, and then price just dropped and it filled all this space. First compression, then space, and then even took this one. Dollar yen was lagging comparing with the same PA on the euro yen, and it's now filling that space, right? It's literally now, it already filled this one initially of this compression mode, and just as I mentioned before on Aussie dollar, again, break, look for that break, wait for the compression, wait for that exhaustion, could move up, and then yeah. So usually there's always a strong move up before the reversal, right? Even if price is kind of moving up in compression, usually you see a strong move up, completely shake everyone. No one's going to be looking for sales after such a strong move up, but then eventually price will just reverse. And your target after kind of, okay, in this case maybe after the break of this low, your target is this one, with the potential that, okay, this actually is already as an engulf to the downside. Actually, your target can be the next level. The next one could be maybe the retest of this previous level in here, could be here. But if you are aware that this is actually already an engulf to the downside, maybe it can even be below that. But the conservative, this one is your first target. Okay, conservative, this is your first target. This is your second target. This could be your last target. Yep. So that's actually the kind of approaches that I'm looking for, and usually you'll find the best, and your best trades would be like this. It's it has confirmation, it shows already where price wants to go next. It may take some time. This is a 4-hour time frame. Again, sometimes you find it in a lower time frame, these kind of setups. Exactly. So what's next, right? Is price going to kind of react from here a little bit? It's just going to break through, go down. We went all the way up. Again, we didn't really broke this high, so no engulf to the upside yet. Again, before the break, I want to start seeing some. Before looking for longs, I want to see some highs being broken. We just respected the supply and we went move down, so not exactly a shift in the market yet. So stay patient in that aspect. Nice reaction from there. Again, compression, similar scenario. All right, compression. Find that compression. With that, just broken that low that I just mentioned. Maybe it was important. Again, what do? They kind of break, so that kind of starts going down, even with the supply in here. Just then for that fake out happening. This was again FOMC, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this was during the FOMC, and price just, yen just drops completely. Yeah, so yen is benefiting from the dollar weakness. Yeah, there you go. Nicely done. Euro yen. Yeah, so this was again the setup that I mentioned, that break of the lows. This was an engulf, exactly kind of the same one. Yeah, price just faked out a little bit even before the reversal, but there you go. It completely filled the space. Kind of, if you want to compare both of them, dollar yen is reacting now from this low. Here. This is where dollar yen is reacting from. We're in here now. Yeah, so euro yen has already made much more than that. It actually even entered into this compression now after the break of this low, I believe. I think kind of we enter into this compression with the potential to go further down. And this is actually a good exercise, just based on what I'm saying of I want to see lows being broken before even price, before even looking for the sales, right? So this is actually a good exercise. If you guys take a second to even look at what's going on, within this range, right? If you compare this move up and if you compare this move down in terms of what, if you were expecting by any chance that maybe there's a chance that price wants to reverse and that maybe this high in here was about to hold price and the price to reverse, comparing with maybe price being respected at its lows and price going up, right? So if you just look at the approach, how price is moving to the upside and how price is moving to the downside, that's exactly kind of the information that you can use, right? As you can see, price is literally creating highs, right? Going up, It's going up, 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 up. Another high, another low, and now this is the key level, right? You create this low, you pause, create a new high, and this is the key important level. What we do here, we literally just broke these lows, not even reacting from the next level, which is in here. This is the next demand zone. So we literally open price. We are saying, well, price is showing us, start to show some indication that it's getting weaker. It's about to turn. But what we still have in the end, we still have this extra fake out. This was during the ECB press conference, exactly at this origin in there, right? And usually something that you can see is up, like you see this happening with price a little bit underneath. There's maybe something in there on the 1 time frame, a little bit underneath the zone itself, and then price will just make that fake out to the level. Opposite, if we start following pricing here, price goes down, it goes up, goes down, goes up. We'll create this one in here. It just keeps respecting previous highs and lows, right? And we are at lows in here, right? Literally, there's no break of a high on the way down to show us that price is about to reverse. Absolutely none. In this case, for example, there you go. You have the break of a high before actually the turn to the upside. There's maybe even this break already. No break in here, no break in here, break in here. Yep. So this is a big difference. This is a big indication to help you to find out if actually price may be about to reverse or not. And then it's a question of where can I look for entries when I see this happening, right? Can I manage to catch the sell at the top? Should I wait for price to maybe break the new low to then look for the sell for the continuation? Again, as you can see, oh, this is compressed literally, so it's actually nice to see the compression. Price goes down, takes the demand, and now price goes down, takes the other one, takes demand, and yeah, then that's why then price just goes and fills this place. Yeah, this is actually a really nice exercise in there. Just go for it. Yeah. For example, if by any chance you are thinking about looking for sales in here, let's pretend that you are looking at this level and you want to look for sales, right? Just wait for it. Wait for it to like kind of trigger your brain to start looking for sales only after you see a low being broken. After you see a low being broken, you start you activate all your sell mode and you start looking for possibilities how to participate in a move to the downside. After that, you can even test your target, like try to see which zone is still fresh to look for maybe target, but then exactly what kind of PA do you want to see as a confirmation to for your entry. But until we actually have a low being broken, don't even consider looking for sales. USD CAD has been untradeable for me. Nothing particular in here. It's just slowly going down as well. Anytime it attempts to go higher, it just respects next level of structure. So nothing much going on. Yeah, just price going down after the break of these lows, even of this one. Again, even if you want to look at it, again, break of these ones, we have all these lows which are broken, and we have the final fake out. Price goes down. Is price going to fill all this price up until here? That's a good question. Yeah, fill all this up until over there. Maybe some reaction from here, but eventually I want to see this being broken, maybe somewhere in here. Yeah, let's see. But a good compression, so if price continues, this is something that actually CAD likes to do. You can even see this PA in here, around the same range, to be honest. Around this 1.278, something like that, until 1.29. Yeah, sometimes CAD just likes to move like this, which is maybe you can find some opportunities in there. I just stay away from it. I will go find something else to trade. Yep, nothing in particular in here. Dollar franc Swiss, right? We are really close to create a new low. Again, similar scenario with the compression, with the break of lows just before the final reversal. Same concept, same strategy, same approach, same everything. Yep. Again, price reacting from good levels, right? Would have been here and there or maybe there, but this is the first one to look for. Because from this high until there, there's nothing, no structure to look for. And yeah, for example, if you are thinking about sales, don't think 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 about sales. Because this way is still respected. We have this middle low, but this in reality is the low that created this move up, so don't really think about sales. Start thinking about sales. This is literally breaking here. Start thinking about sales in this point. Yeah, maybe price could react from here. The only reason maybe to avoid looking for sales in here, we actually have this double top, is just look left. And you are literally not reacting from anything in particular. Like that high was still not reacting from the level of structure, not even from this one or that one. Maybe expecting the fake out could be reasonable. And yeah, we have that fake out. Maybe after the break of this low, start looking for sales and sales and sales and sales. Until here, most likely this is not going to hold that much, so at least until here. Concept. It requires patience, honestly. Yeah, Aussie yen, dollar franc Swiss. I still expect price to go further down. I think I mentioned that a few times. Eventually, maybe until here. I don't really think that was the final target from this move to the upside. We literally respected this double top, created a new low, retraced. I'm expecting a new low to be created. Maybe somewhere in here could be interesting. If by any chance we have all this compression, maybe even further down. But first, somewhere in here could be something interesting to see. So let's see what's going to happen in there. And yeah, I think that kind of closes the FX pairs, and I think we can go finally to crypto and to take a look at what's going on the crypto space. Feel free to ask any questions, guys. Tell me any levels that you are looking at, any zones. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new. I'm that close to the 500 subs, so please do so. I think like 2 subs away from it, or 1, I don't know. Yeah, of course, feel free to comment anything. Ask questions. Even if you are watching the recording, ask questions. I'll answer you on the next live stream, which I'm doing 2 live streams per week. One on Tuesday, a little bit more educational content, or maybe just follow up from whatever I'm doing here on Saturdays. But yeah, Tuesdays is usually more educational, and on Saturdays I'm going to walk you through all the major pairs or charts that I look at. And yeah, let me just, before even I go there, let me just take a look at EURUSD. EURUSD, I've been having fun buying EURUSD. Yep, I did miss this long in here though. That nice reaction now on the daily where this high reacted from. It took the orders from there. I was actually looking for now for the new longs, or price to even kind of break this level. Not really respected it. Yeah, it respected still this spike in here. No idea what this spike was about. But I was looking for price to eventually take these lows. This can be the final zone. But yeah, take these walls and then go up. Price just respected it actually. It was actually a nice trade from there. Yep, we broke this high, kind of a good sign. Yeah, price never really got close there. Let's see. I'll still be looking for maybe a little bit more further down, and then maybe to look for a long. We did broke out these highs in here, as you can see. Maybe this can be an engulf to the upside, which is kind of just reacting again from this level, but maybe this is an engulf to the upside. Maybe we are going to have a bigger trace from here. Let's see. Just something that I'll keep paying attention on. And on the euro pound. Yeah, we finally took this this level, so all this was compressed as well, and we finally took it. I'm not sure if this low is reacting from something important, or if I'm actually maybe looking a little bit more further down, maybe for that major reversal. Looking at this time frame, I actually even prefer this level than whatever rectangle I have in there. Yeah, that demands one, but maybe in here. But let's see. Yeah, for now, I think price just literally made an engulf down and maybe wants to go further down. The break of this high could be interesting to show actually that price may wants to go and start filling some other spaces. Yep, maybe that could be a good sign in there. But then still kind of fake out this one, actually break to the upside, reverse. We have all these lows in here. This can be a good level for price to react from, and then goes, and now now take it either from here or from the other side, maybe reverse from there. Yeah, maybe something like this could be interesting. I don't want to have for short things here. Can delete this. For longs, I mean. Yeah, maybe something like this can be interesting. So let's check crypto. Let's take a look at Bitcoin and Ethereum, and let's see what we can see in here. So just give me a second. Anyone trading crypto in here? Oh, BTC going up. Ethereum. Yeah, reversing a little bit. Okay. So let's start with BTC. Just reacting from this left shoulder. Interesting. It respected. You see, it respected the low in here. It took this one though. This is a daily candle, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Take a look at daily first. You can see that BTC is literally lagging in comparison with Ethereum, right? So Ethereum is literally already reacting from this previous level of support resistance, which kind of, it would mean that Bitcoin, it's around where this 27, 28 to 30 level is on BTC is where Ethereum is reacting from. So it's lagging. So we have been moving higher. So this was the small break in here that I mentioned. Kind of, we did broke this low and maybe open actually into this compression all the way until here. So this break in here can be interesting to see. Maybe that's some information to gather from there. If we just look at the daily, kind of, yep, natural level to go to. On daily, it will be literally kind of retest this low, and we do have this this big drop in here, right? This looks like kind of a supply a supply zone in there on the demand, and then maybe even retest out this level as well. But yeah, so this could be a good level to go to. We do have this demand zone now fresh. Price can create maybe a little bit more, go higher, then kind of retrace, take these lows, and then go higher from here. Yeah, that could be something to happen, or eventually use this break of these lows as an engulf to the downside. If by any chance let's pretend that price wants to turn from here, so use these lows as an engulf, and now as something like this, right? This could happen. So kind of this demand zone in here, this level, previous kind of support resistance as well, that can happen as a to break these lows, and from here kind of you need to make a decision. Either it's going to be take those lows and then maybe carry on to the upside, or it's just take those lows as an engulf. When that price wants to go further down, just to test now this previous maybe range that is in here, and price will actually go down from there, right? So yeah, those are the two levels. After price takes this one, needs to make a decision now within this range. But that's apparently something that most likely is going to be used for the future. Price left these guys in here on kind of on purpose for now. So yeah, so that's something that we have in there. On the 4 hours, yeah, we literally have this demand in here, we have this demand in there. So yep, if by any chance BTC wants to continue to go higher, yeah, let's just zoom out a little bit. Okay, so this was the compression that I mentioned quite a few, like 2 weeks ago. Then I actually entered short in there when it just finally broke to the upside, right? I think there's still more room to the upside, maybe until somewhere in here. Again, let me just actually with the line that was on the daily level. Okay, this was kind of the daily zone that we saw. Interesting, and maybe that's where eventually price is going to. This one was taken by this one. There's maybe something in here to look for. This one is still fresh. This week never really got that one. Yeah, let's see how important actually this level is. And this is a little bit tricky now, because if BTC is actually, because there's still kind of a room to the upside on BTC, and on Ethereum kind of it's reacting from a good zone to maybe start thinking about sales, which is kind of the tricky situation. Again, similar scenario in here where price basically this low reacted from this previous level of support resistance, kind of this high, but it left kind of this demand zone behind. That could be actually a good zone for price to go to. Second. So is it going to respect it or not, right? They are reacting from now from this left shoulder. We had fake out, maybe we had the break of a low, and maybe in here price actually needs to make a decision. It's going to either respect it and go down, or it's going to just continue to the upside. We have this space in here for price to go and fill it. Yeah, maybe this could be a good sell if you now have kind of some PA in here, maybe break of a low and retest and go, and this could be maybe a good sell in there. Our price will just continue to go higher. We do have this level. This is the demand, the daily zone that we saw before. This is kind of compressed. However, there's maybe something in here and in here. Yeah, curious to see what's going to happen in there. For example, on the lower time frame, 15 minutes. We actually took this one, so this actually nice and goes down. Yeah, price is just going higher. Expecting. Not really a break of a low yet, so yep, no break of a low. Price is just going up, up and up. Even this one, it just reacted from this one. So after this impulse move up, there's no break of a low, no break of a low in here with this wick. Price is just going higher, and yeah, reacting from this level. This is a good one actually. But maybe we're going to just break this this level, unless we start breaking these lows, showing some reversal. We don't break that. If you do not break that, even this demand is still important. Yeah, as long as these guys continue to hold price up, price will just actually go up. Yep, that's kind of how I would see it. Price didn't really react from here, so there's space, but price can just go up first. I wouldn't really look for sales just yet. We just broke this high as well, and there's still room to the upside, and I would actually like to see price maybe reacting from here first. Almost at 25 level. Yeah, around 25 round number. Maybe that would be a good zone to look for. On the left side, yeah, it is the beginning of this compression. Yep, that was it. Yep, I think price is just slowly going upwards. But let's see how price reacts from that 25th level. Ethereum. Ethereum. It's just the same situation that I explained on EURUSD. It's spread filter just happened to mint here at around midnight. Apparently, maybe the spread got wider. I have no idea. I didn't manage to sell in there. No idea why that spread got widened so much. So the analysis, it was more of in terms of what kind of pattern do you like to see as a reversal. A few things to consider, right? Again, kind of similar to Aussie dollar that we explained before. So we kind of have this first of all, where price is reacting to on the left side, right? Where price is reacting to on the left side. Price is reacting from a good level, right? It's reacting from this previous level of support resistance, and this is literally one of the last supplies in there just before the move down. As I mentioned before, I think I mentioned it here, if you're about to look for price to react from a supply that everyone is looking at, just create some level of structure before that to attract liquidity into it, right? Kind of something what Ethereum has done in here. So if you are aware of that, then even created a new low from here, from all these lows. However, we actually reacted from a good zone, so it would have been better if actually price had broken these lows. It would have moved to the upside without even fearing completely the space up until the next zone, which is kind of this demand level, right? So price actually reacting from an important zone as well. It makes it a little bit trickier. But let's pretend that price actually wanted to react from here and to go down. So on this 1 hour time frame, yeah, we saw that in terms of the range. So we have this range in here, this range in here, right? Up until this point, we don't have any break of the low. We have it in here now, kind of, right? So this is the break of a low in there, in here, right? And so if you think about the pattern that kind of I would like to see, kind of, yeah, break of the top, double top, go down, now reverse, back to a bit, and go up, reverse, maybe something like that. Maybe even test this level. If this high hasn't been respected in here, if this doesn't exist, maybe it's even better for this to go there. Maybe if this exists, maybe this one can even go a little bit higher and then reverse and take this high as well. Can be interesting. So this is kind of what I would like to see. A few things to consider. It would be first, where is this high reacting from on the left side, and where is this low reacting from on the left side. This high at this point is reacting from a really good level, as you saw before. However, this low, even though it broke these lows, it's also reacting from a good zone, right? It's reacting from this demand zone in here. I would have preferred for price to break it and stop, or even break a new zone in here and then reverse. Secondly, so kind of this left side of the move is being created. Has been created so far. Oh, this move down, and yep, which is kind of this one. And now where we are at is at the highs, right? We are here. So let's see how price is going to move within this level, right? And then eventually we are going to try to create the second one, right? There are a few steps to consider before we even start thinking about this level to create maybe somewhere in here in the future. Right. For example, the first key zone could be this demand zone in here, right? This demand needs to be broken, which could be kind of the same as in here. 1 second. This demand zone in here, it needs to be broken to the downside. Up until now, it has been literally kind of respected in there. So there is still not a break. There is no break in here to the downside. It's going to show the price wants to go further down. If you do break that one, then there is this space in here to be filled. And after actually break that, maybe we can have that retrace, and then maybe we can have a further move down, and then price can play around between this red rectangle, kind of the same range between this orange, then eventually break the low, and then that's maybe the confirmation for price to turn or break the low and then still retrace. It depends if this has been taken or not, whatever decision is going to be made in here. Maybe you have a deep retracement for price to continue down, right? So far, if by any chance you're looking for sales in here, somewhere around this area should have been your first target. Up until this point, there is no confirmation that price actually wants to make this second part of the move. No confirmation at all at this point. Yeah. So that's like if you are let's pretend, okay, you made this prediction and you are thinking about maybe this possible scenario to happen as a reversal, which is kind of interesting. Things to consider, as I mentioned, okay, where this low is reacting from after we break these lows, right? Okay, it's a good demand. That kind of opens a question mark in there for me. And then where is actually this high is reacting from? Okay, it's actually a good zone as well. Okay, that's a kind of okay, good. And from this one, the low is kind of not so good. Then how to evolve from here, okay? Regardless, you could still look for sales in there. Target needs to be in here. So this would be kind of the first setup. After the break of this, for example, we have this space to fill, and you could have been looking for sales in there until kind of we reach this level. Up until the point that we reach this level, it's kind of time to wait to see. Maybe there's some scalps in here that you couldn't look for. This 1 hour time frame. However, it will be okay until we actually break that low. I will not be considering any more sales. After we break this low, now let's reassess. Maybe look for the break and continue, like breakout strategy, and just continue to go further down, or wait for a retrace for price to go. For example, something important as well. So this was during the FOMC. We do have kind of these lows in here, this high, sorry, that were completely broken on the way up. Maybe that could be a good level for price to react from on the way down. for price then to retrace, go wherever it needs to be, and then maybe go down, right? So that's some situations that you need to be paying attention and to make that if-then scenario. First sell, conservative targets. If you open this price, maybe then now there's a potential for a bigger target. If you then even break this level, then maybe all the way to the walls could be another scenario to look for. Then where do you look for trades, right? After look just for the breakout and go. Are you looking for the retest of this line in here? You go for it. Are you looking for entries in there at more extremes? Like, what are you looking for, right? And then you reassess again. How is the approach towards the level, right? Are you seeing any lows being broken before price gets to the level that I want, right? And this is how the combination between higher time frame or time frame, making predictions, making scenarios, and play with it. Like we are making this scenario. If by any chance price doesn't even want to break this low and it just wants to continue, okay. So what next? Like where maybe it's going to be the next zone to look maybe for that reversal. Like what now indication do I want to see before even considering looking for shorts, or where am I going to join the longs if you are looking for longs at this point? Right. I think if we now look at the left side, I think above this high, maybe we are going to enter into a compression zone. That most likely then, okay, this actually tells me that there's a chance that price wants to go even further up. And that's it. Maybe that's going to be in alignment as well with the BTC, going like wanting to go a little bit further up. Like BTC is completely lagging in terms of the spaces that is reacting to, comparing with Ethereum. Right, so these are the different scenarios that you want to consider, to think about. Make predictions, make scenarios, try to see the confirmations, what zones do you want to see broken before looking for that trade, or in terms of finding new spaces that you want price to fill. Manage your expectations appropriately in terms of your targets. Right, it's not just because you are kind of starting to predict this kind of scenario that now every time you are looking for any short, your target is going to be always kind of at these lows. Meanwhile, maybe you could have had one short, maybe already kind of 2R or 3R or whatever risky word you could have on the trade. It could have been a winner, but maybe you are always looking for, they can get break-evens. Anytime price retraces, maybe break-even, and because you are always just attempting to look for this final target. That's not the target that is available at this point, just within this level. So how that managing expectations, it's important, and yeah, basically that's it. So is this a zone for the reversal? Let's see. I did try to short it, even with the attempt of going there. I wanted even to short from this high in here. I can go now, maybe into the lower time frame. Ask any questions, guys. How do you look at it? How is your thought process when you're looking at the market? What kind of predictions do you make? And what is your bias on the BTC and Ethereum? Was this the low? Like it was 1 month ago the bottom, and we are just going to carry on and going higher and retest the highs, or are you still bearish? If you're bearish, what are your key levels that you want to see? Yeah, let me know. Yeah. So this was actually my prediction yesterday. As soon as I saw, let me just delete this. Yeah, maybe we can use something like this. Okay. Yeah, this one and orange. It's okay. So we had this fake out in here, which sometimes is enough. However, I still saw this fresh supply kind of the origin that was still fresh, right? This was kind of still the zone because this high never reacted from there, and this one never reacted. So after the break of this low, as I mentioned, this was kind of the first opening space in there, up until the next one, which will be kind of beginning of this, right? Basically, our price eventually reacted. Initially I wanted to see, I've tried to find these two zones, which was this one that I have with the rectangle, and kind of the next one would be something like this in here, which again, this high never really touched it, so I missed it short. Then I was following price in here. This actually evident. Yeah, nice short in here, opportunity, and that there was, price went down. Just reacted one more time, fresh demand level was still there, price decided to still respect it. Price went up again, another break of a lows, somewhere in here, and this is exactly when price actually did that spike above all these highs, and it finally reacted from here. It was around midnight or something like that. It was actually that moment that for some reason the spread just got wider. I have no idea why. Yeah, I was looking for the entry in here, and price actually just reversed from there. And now after that we completely moved down, we ranged in here, and this was the next demand, and price is just reacting from it again. So there is no engulf to the downside yet. Price has just been respecting all the demand zones on the way up. We have all this range. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if price just actually takes these ones, and then let's see. I kind of still see maybe some fresh supply in there that price wants to go to, and let's see how price reacts from here. Is price going to react and respect this level now? Maybe go down, or is it going to cut out this high? That's the question, right? That's what you want to see. We're not taking this high. We didn't really had any more lower low in here. There is a chance that for me maybe this one is actually an engulf. So let's see. Not being filled in here, actually I want to pay attention to this level. Maybe try to catch something in there. If not, maybe price will just go higher. But again, I want to see some kind of approach. It's nice that we actually broke this hole in here. But let's see. I want to see some other walls being broken before maybe price turns. Yeah. So this has been Ethereum. If by any chance Ethereum just breaks out this level, so what next? And the compression zone that I was saying, the higher time frame. Yeah, how this looks like compressed to me, because when price was moving within this range, when it was moving within this range in here, it kind of was taking out the supplies in there, kind of supply in there taken, supply in there taken, it's fine here taken as well. Did it touch it? Got really close by, and maybe yeah, supply taken in here. And now maybe this one, yeah, kind of take it as well. So almost all of it looks compressed to me along the way. If by any chance you actually take this this level to the upside, kind of all this looks quite compressed to me. Eventually maybe we're going to actually go a little bit above it. That could be one of the scenarios. But for now, let's see how price reacts within this level. Let's see how price reacts within this level. We need to break off this open space, just as I mentioned, to kind of show maybe some reversal. Until we actually break this level, cautious and be a little bit conservative with your targets if you're looking for sales. Yep, that's it actually. Yeah, I've been following Savannah as well in here, so let's just take a look at Savannah. To be honest, Savannah within this drop, after that to move down, BTC I didn't really like where it reacted to in terms of looking for longs. Ethereum, I don't think I liked Ethereum either. Where did Ethereum reacted from? Ethereum, okay. Ethereum reacted from this demand zone, so maybe could have looked for that long. BTC I didn't really like where it reacted from in here. However, Savannah, kind of a different story. So we came all the way back to react from kind of this origin from the previous lows, like from here. That move in here. That's a little bit where it reacted from. Nice. Continue to the upside. I still don't think we have finished this move up, so I kind of still see a little bit more room to the upside. There's maybe some orders around here as well. So let's see how Savannah is going to react from there first. This was still fresh, yeah, but I don't know if this is actually the final target. Maybe I could see price going a little bit higher. Let's see, actually let me take a look at the time frame. Go. 30 minutes. Yeah, maybe we did broke this wall, which is nice. Now this looks compressed, kind of taken, kind of maybe the next level. This one, we did kind of broke this one. Maybe this is an engulf down. Let's see how price reacts from there actually. Yep. Actually see how price reacts from here. Here. It already took the high. It took it, then it broke down. So maybe something like this to happen. Let's see how price reacts from here actually. So maybe some opportunities in there. Okay. Yep. Maybe that's going to be a good weekend to try to look for opportunities on this crypto markets. Okay, guys. Yeah, getting to 2 hours now. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Let me know, give me a feedback, and let me know your levels. What is your opinion for next week? What are you looking for? And yeah, wishing everyone a great weekend. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you managed to make it until the end. Let me know, leave a comment, and yeah, see you guys on next Tuesday. Thank you so much. See you next time. Obrigado.